What's good, everybody? It's your boy 313 J-Mo here to talk to you guys, man. It's Above the Rim with DSA. We are back. It will be a shorter show today. And I got sinus issues thanks to Michigan weather. You know, the weather change every day. You know, one day is summer, the next day is winter. So messing with me. So forgive my voice if I sound a little bit or you hear some random sniffles, dog. I'm just out here. But all right, man. I got Bravo in the building with me. What's good, man?
What's going on, everyone? Looking forward to talk about a short show today. We're going to talk about a lot of things, hopefully, that happened for the Pistons the last week.
All right. We got Detroit Drew in the building. What's good, man?
Hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about and less time to do it in, so let the free smoke begin.
You already know, man. It's Free Smoke Saturday, as always. And all y'all was talking all this smack about Luke. Now I hear y'all trying to backtrack and moonwalk out of it, but we ain't having that today. I'm just saying, man. What's good, everybody in the chat, man? Make sure you guys like the video. We got Joey Kappas in the building, Boog Spray in the building, Steven Albar in the building, Dad Z in the building, Kyle Webb in the building, Muhammad in the building, King Lion in the building, Buffed Up, Matt McLeod in the building. What's good, everybody? Make sure you guys like the video. So we just gonna start it off with we ain't gonna bury the lead. We just gonna get this out of the way because it's not that much to talk about when. But let's go, man. Thoughts on the NBA Finals and LeBron's about to get his fourth ring. You know, they like to talk GOAT conversations. They like to talk things like this. So we gonna have to talk about it just a little bit before we get to the Pistons talk, man. Focus on Obrien and AD just over there chilling in LA up 2-0. But all right, Drew, man, what's your thoughts on the NBA Finals and LeBron getting his fourth ring?
Miami has no answer for LeBron and AD. Ooh, J-Mo, you wanna touch that real quick?
What?
You got
a super chat, bro.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
PD Sports, just don't get used to this. PD, I won't get used to that because you tripping, man. Shout out to PD, man. If you guys haven't subscribed to PD Sports, make sure you guys subscribe, especially for my Lions people. He just broke down how we expose the Cardinals. You definitely gonna want to check that out, man. PD is a successful young sir out here just donating to the cause and to all the DSA members and DSA family, man. We love that guy. Make sure you guys go to his channel to check out the latest episode of the Offside Show as well, man. PD interrupting the show with all of this, man. Come on, man. Like you got the link, PD. Where you at, PD? Like, I know you got the link, man. Why don't you hop in here with us, man? Come on, man. But we got Pistons talk in the building, man. What's up, man?
Just chilling. What you guys talking about?
we haven't even started yet, man.
I can't even tip $100 right now.
PD just dropped $100 super chat right off the
yeah,
rip,
man,
bro.
Y'all is tripping right now. Yeah, man. PD, we got to get you on, man. You can't just drop that and not come on and then join the show. He said I've been putting in hard work, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. And he puts in a lot of hard work too. I think he does a lot of special stuff there on his channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed, you definitely got to make sure you subscribe to his channel. But before that, okay, Drew, back to you.
Okay, I'm just gonna start over because I don't know where I was going. But Miami has no answer, no one to guard, no one to put on LeBron and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, I think, has the third highest points total in his first two finals games behind Shaq and was it Kareem?
Magic Johnson.
Was it Magic?
No,
I don't remember.
Was it Kareem? Yeah, I think it was Kareem.
Whoever it was, that's elite company. He's been averaging like 35 points per game in the finals. They have no one to put on him. LeBron, I mean, it's like I didn't see a post on Twitter this morning. It was the race for finals MVP between LeBron and AD has been more entertaining than the actual finals so far. And quite frankly, it's true. Miami's a good team, but at the end of the day, if you don't play defense or don't have the ability to guard these guys, you don't stand a chance. I mean, you can't just let AD get down there and, miss a jumper, get his own rebound, and then dunk it. And then when he's shooting his jumpers and he ain't missing, you're in trouble. It's as simple and plain as that. LA, they're locked in. They are focused. they've been wanting this ever since the bubble started. They just didn't take the bubble serious at first because they already had the first seed locked up. So they took it easy, jogged through it, took care of business throughout the rest of the playoffs. And now that they're here, this is what they've been fighting for. And quite frankly, this one's for Kobe, man. They need to win it, and I don't think Miami has an answer.
Tony J says Bam getting hurt meant it was over. I thought it was over before Bam getting hurt because when Bam was playing, they were down 32 points. So like they were gonna beat and I told y'all they was gonna work Miami. Just like I told y'all they was gonna work the Nuggets. I was like, this gonna but anyway, I do gotta get my comments on this. Well, Lakers, this series, first of all, is a wash. I already knew it was gonna be a wash. It is what it is. Nobody can guard AD or LeBron, like as you said. But no, what Drew said about the Finals MVP race, he right. When I tell you, I was literally score watching, and like, all right, so how many Bron got? I'm like, so how many AD got? When AD went off in the third quarter, I'm like, oh snap, he about to steal it from me, Bron. Then all of a sudden, Bron come back in the fourth, drop like 11, and then he get like 33. I'm like, oh, he got it back. Like, because I'm like, is LeBron gonna let this man take his MVP? And I'm like, AD just too good. So like, but Brian got it right now. He got 29.99. AD has like 30, 13, and like 3. So they give it to Brian. But him getting his 4th ring, it is what it is, man. I just want people to know this is why Golden State built a super team to beat LeBron. Because even when he had Kyrie, they was that dangerous. And now he got Anthony Davis. So some super teams will be built to beat them. But we'll see what happens. But I thought it was actually a very good game, though, because I don't want a Bam Adebayo excuse. Yes, he's a top 2 or 3 player on their team, and Dragic is good. But Miami is extremely deep, and they have a ton of proven scorers on that team. That's why they kept competitive with the Lakers. They just need to play better defense. And you can't have Kelly Olynyk out there at center with AD out there. That's barbecue chicken. Like, come on, like you see Bravo say it, like that's barbecue chicken, man. But all right, man. Pistons talk, man. What's your thoughts on the NBA Finals and LeBron getting this 4th ring? Where does this put him in the GOAT conversation?
My thoughts on the NBA Finals. I thought when Dragic returned, I told you guys it's going to be a sweep. It's over. Like, straight up. LeBron getting his 4th ring, I'm happy for him, Even as a Pistons fan, I have to kind of acknowledge what kind of player he is. And he's probably the best player of my generation. And, I'm not really surprised that he got a 4th ring. You can't bet against LeBron.
No, not when he got AD.
No.
Bro, like alone by himself, yeah. But you give him Anthony freaking Davis, like, it's a wrap. Like, come on. But Bravo, what's your thoughts on this?
Man, it was crazy. Like the games are almost like there's no comparison. Like 10-point game and the there's no difference between there's no comparison between the two. LeBron easy winning this this sweep. It looks like it. And I don't think Bam Adebayo or Goran Dragic in the game is going to change much because obviously what is not working for this game for the Miami Heat is the zone defense. It's not really working at all for them against the Lakers. You cannot just defend with zone defense against them. And you need like a man-to-man coverage and maybe more switchability on the Lakers team. Like we've seen with the Nuggets. And I think probably if you ask me, the Boston Celtics might have been a better matchup for the Lakers than the Miami Heat. Just by looking at it right now, because the Boston Celtics, they play LeBron better than I guess they did in the past. They played it better.
I wouldn't even say it's a better matchup. The Celtics they're just better. they got a better team. Like Miami beat them, but Miami was not the better team. Miami just beat them. Miami all lightning in the bottle. But Boston, I mean, they're loaded. They weren't supposed to lose to Miami. A lot of them still was picking Boston. A lot of people picking Boston the whole way. So yeah, they'll match up with the Lakers because they got way better talent. Like you got to admit, man, Miami is a team. Like they're together. They're a team. And let me answer this question because I got so pissed about it. Why people comparing it to the Pistons and the Miami Heat? Because people want to hop on the Pistons bandwagon and try to be us. You will never be us. There will never be another 04 Pistons. I want you to remember it. Ever. The main thing about the 04 Pistons, defense. Defense. Ben Wallace, greatest defender of all time. Yes, I said it. Argue with me. Go look at all of his stats. Ben Wallace is literally number one in all the defensive categories. So even the little advanced stats for all the nerds and geeks, plus minus, and like he's number one in everything in the defensive category. Ben Wallace, greatest defender of all time. And then you got Tayshaun Prince, elite defender. And then you got Sheed, who wasn't elite but was very good. Rip, who was elite at his position at defense. Chauncey, who was a great defender. That team was built off of defense. And there will never be another Pistons team or another only a Pistons team could repeat that. Never, ever. And when they said that, I was like, you disrespectful. They dreaming. They gonna get smoked. like I guarantee you our Pistons team would get them some problems. Put Ben Wallace, prime Ben Wallace on Bron, prime Ben Wallace on Anthony Davis. I guarantee you he ain't doing that.
I really want to find the person who started this comparison and just smack him in the face, man. Because
Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kendrick
Okay, that's believable. I mean, I can't really make him a whole lot worse than what he is. But, like, if you watch basketball and you watch both of those teams, which I know a lot of people who are watching right now weren't quite around during the 04 team, but comparing them to Miami makes zero sense. They're completely two different teams. Like J-Mo said, the Pistons were built strictly on defense. They have broken and shattered the NBA record for holding people under 70 points. Yes, 70. And they went against some great offensive teams back then. Back then, the Nets were really good. We held Shaq and Kobe to it in the finals and so many more teams.
Indiana Pacers.
Indiana was really good, too. I mean, there were people who were scoring like 110 points a game around that ballpark, and we held them to 70. Miami, they're a team built on offense. Like, they're not terrible defensively, but they're nowhere near even in the same conversation as that 04 team. Completely two different styles of basketball.
Yeah, that 04 Pistons team is literally the greatest defensive team of all time. You can't compare a team that's not like elite. First of all, at least being one in defense. I would rather you compare some Bucks or Utah team to the Pistons before you try to compare some team like that. An elite defensive team. Just what I mean. An elite, like, this is the greatest defensive team of all time we talking about. Like, this ain't no scrub team. So yeah, Miami could wish, but like I said, that 04 Pistons team would give them this Laker team a lot of problems. And you best believe it. You best believe it. You can put Ben on AD. You can have Sheed guard AD. You can have Tayshaun guard AD. I'm just talking about people who can guard AD. Didn't we have Max Seal on the team?
No.
Or McDice? One of them. Max Seal or McDice, whatever. One of them. You can have them guard AD. And then you got people who can guard Bron too. So, Richard Hamilton. You would forget. So, but let's move on, man. Bravo. Let me get your thoughts.
About what? I did already talk about it.
Oh, you went already? All right, good. Yeah. So it's one thing. It says, so when would Detroit have a super team? When we trade up and get LaMelo, or when we trade up and get Killian Hayes? Like, you trade up and get LaMelo, you trade up and get Killian Hayes. Step one to a super team. Step two to a super team. You got to go out and get somebody else.
Go trade for Bradley Beal.
No, that's not going to do it. I think we can have a super team whenever LeBron goes away, because he's being taken over. Nobody's taking over LeBron.
You can have one when Tom Gore sells the team.
Maybe. That's another way. I thought about it, yeah.
But see, I don't think Tom Gore is really ruined the team.
Yeah, I agree.
I've seen worse. Like, I've seen worse. I'll just put it like that. So, for the most part, he let his people do his thing. And he going to put his input, of course, because he's Tom Gorse. But all right, let's move on to my favorite topic of the day. People sit in the chat saying I'm on fire. Y'all think I'm on fire now? It's Freak Smoke Saturday, and y'all been talking greasy about my man Luke Kennard. All I hear is his health. Oh, his knees. He made out of glass. His knees is brittle. He'll never be healthy. Well, guess what? Dwayne Casey has said and spoken to the world. Luke Kennard is in the best shape of his life. Luke Kennard, knee tendonitis is gone. Luke Kennard has been the man on the court, being confident and just cooking everybody as usual. Luke Kennard is completely healthy. and my man is about to be a problem. I told y'all this. I'm not surprised. I don't mean to toot my own horn. I'm gonna be right again when Luke Kennard is balling. Y'all gonna be like, man, he's so good. I'll be like, what did I tell y'all? But all these people in the chat, I know y'all names because y'all with me every week. All y'all been talking greasy about Luke, like 75% of y'all. So I need my apologies about that man knees because he's about to be something special for the Pistons, man. And when he averaging 20, you heard it here first. But we gonna go to you, Bravo. What's your thoughts on Luke being in the best shape of his life and being healthy?
I think he's really. I don't think. Let me tell you something about a medical fact. Tendinitis is not a big deal. It comes back and forth whenever you put a lot of load on the knee. It's a very common situation. So I do expect him to get at some point in time in the future, but it shouldn't be that severe as it happened the first time. Because when it happens the first time, it forces people to interact and change their way of playing sometimes. So he just needs to change the way he puts load on his knee, taking turns. That's the biggest thing. And I think he did well because he didn't really, like, he came back in this small mini market bubble. He did well, no tendinitis, because it's a short period of time, I think. If you play Luke for 40, I would expect him to get tendinitis. It's very common. But again, it's not a big deal. The situation of tendinitis is resolved within 2 weeks if you give the knee a heal process. So it's not a big deal to have a tendinitis. It's not a structural. It's outside the knee. It's not inside the knee. So what I feel about it, I feel great because Luke Kennard is going to prove himself as a valuable asset. And I like what Casey said because it's not a big deal. He doesn't have the tendinitis. It's not an injury. It's not a major injury. It can come back and forth, and he is a really great player.
Buffed up says something, and we'll get back to the topic. J-Mo, they literally did guard Bron. No, they didn't. The 07 team didn't have Ben Wallace one. And the 07 team compared to the 04 team is two different teams. That was 3 years later after war and attrition of multiple NBA Finals runs. That 04 team is LeBron don't want no parts of them. Like, stop playing. Why do you think LeBron wasn't in the playoffs? He didn't want no parts of them. And guess what? The Pistons literally beat LeBron James in 2006. The year before 2007, we beat him in 7 games. So that's the facts. Pistons beat LeBron James the year before he beat us. So, yeah, the 04 team is complete like Merritt. He wouldn't stand a chance. It would be a great series, though. I mean, I would be excited. But, Drew, man, my boy Luke Kennard is healthy. He ready to make all these haters eat crow. All y'all was talking about his knees and saying he ain't healthy and he ain't motivated to be a great player. Just all this idiotic stuff just going in for no reason and wouldn't let my mans get healthy. Well, guess what? Luke is back to show y'all that he should be the new Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
let's go.
I think that should be his role for this team. It's going to be huge for him to have an off season. Like right now, whatever they're doing in the training camp, mini camp, whatever you want to call it, the bubble, and working with Dwayne Casey, experimenting with the point guard stuff, but working on getting his own shot off. Like you said, like Casey said, he looks confident, he looks healthy. This is huge, people. If you guys have ever played basketball in your life, which no matter what position you are, no matter how good of a shooter you are, what you need is confidence. Even if you just grab rebounds, you got to have confidence to go up there and get the rebounds. If it's setting screens, you got to have confidence to set enough screens. But the confidence is key. It is the most crucial part of a shooter. If you don't have faith or confidence in your shot, it's not going to go in. So now Casey coming out here saying he's confident, killing it. That means Luke's out there having fun, letting it fly, and hitting the shots. Next year, I have very high expectations for Luke Kennard. And I think it will be a prove-it year from Luke to hush the guys who are really, really hard on him because there's people who want Luke Kennard out of here. I don't get it, but I can't change those minds. I can't speak on behalf of those people. Right now we don't have a point guard. We're going to go get one, preferably Killian, fingers crossed, knocked on wood. But he's going to have an extended opportunity to score here. There's no more Andre here. Blake Griffin's really going to be the primary scorer, but outside of him and Derrick Rose, we don't really have a go-to guy there. What made the Clippers so successful when they had Blake Griffin? Yeah, they had CP3, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake, but they also had JJ Redick to come in and give him 30 any given night, run off of screens, get some good looks, and go off for those nights. That's what Luke Kennard's role is going to be, and he's going to thrive in it. But he's more than just a shooter. Last year, he had a career high 4 assists per game. And this year, in this offseason already, he's already practicing running point guard. So I think he'll average 5 assists next year, do another career high. Like, he brings more to the table than just shooting threes. So I'm very happy to hear this, and I'm very excited to see what he brings to the table next year.
Sports Today says if Luke wants to average 20, he needs to develop a mid-range and paint shot like Steph Curry. Well, look, Jamal Murray is an athletic kind of point guard, so yeah, let's stop that. And I would say Luke has a better mid-range game than Murray because he can shoot the mid-range. He's a better shooter. But Murray is an athletic guard that can just get these crazy type of shots off. And Steph Curry isn't athletic like that, but he's so fundamentally sound offensively, he can just do anything. So I don't know about them specifically, but like I said, man, just be a better version of Tyler Hero. You need to be Tyler Hero, averaging 6 assists. Drew said 5 assists. I think him and Blake can both average 6 again, and I think that'll definitely benefit the team. And before I get to you, Pistons, so I want to say people probably want to know why people like me and Bravo always on the Lou bandwagon. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all like the Pistons is full of great players. Like, most of our players are garbage. Let's be 100. Like if we draft a player in the first round and he's a good basketball player, of course I don't care if it's Luke. I don't care who it is. Of course I'm gonna be very invested in him, especially when he showed me he has improved. He averaged 15 last year. It was a point he was averaging 19. Blake came back. Chemistry got messed up. This man was literally averaging 19 as the second or third option. So when he's showing me doing that, and he showed up and he showed out and he improved his game, he improved his weight. I'm just saying, like, how many good players do the Pistons really have? Like 3? Like, why would I get rid of a piece? But go ahead. Oh, wait, before that, we got PD Sports in the building, man, giving out the donations, man. What's good, man?
Not much, dude. I'm probably not going to be on for forever, but yeah, thanks for letting me hop on for a brief moment. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be on for all that long, but yeah, thanks for letting me hop on for a moment.
All right, no problem. But Pistons, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I think it's great news if you're a Piston fan and if, you've been paying attention to Luke last year with the knee tendonitis. I think for him, next year he's going to be a second or third option. I think Dwayne Casey said, you know what, if you want to be competitive, I'm going to use Luke, like you said, as a Tyler Hero type of player. You have to get him more involved. As for, the knee tendonitis, it could be from him playing football in high school. I don't really know how that got about with this tendonitis, but I think he definitely could average 20 points like some people in the chat are saying. I'm happy that he's back on the court and back to producing and being a vocal leader for the younger guys.
Yeah, I've always said this, man. It's about opportunity, man. Tyler Hero has been put in a position to be successful, and he's given a lot of opportunity. And if you give Luke the opportunity to take 15 shots a game, 16 shots a game, he's going to be averaging 20 easily on good efficiency. He just really is. But PD, what's your thoughts on Luke being healthy in the best shape of his life and being very confident out there on the court in these scrimmages in camp?
Well, I don't know if I can be as fire as you are, JMO, about this, because I know you're the biggest Luke Kennard homer. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm kind of a Luke Kennard homer, not to the extent that JMO is, but I am a Luke Kennard homer. I love to hear this. I think Luke Kennard's he can be a beast, man. Like, he has it. He's just so good. I don't know. He just hasn't put it completely all together yet, but it's coming. Like, he's gotten better every single year. I love that he's coming in shape. I love that he's working hard. I love that there's no injuries or whatever. But no, I love Luke Kennard. I think that this is great to hear him. This is great news, honestly. I can't say much more other than that. But no, this is spectacular news to hear all this stuff. I want to see him become the superstar that I believe he can become.
I agree with you. You said that he hasn't put it all together. I feel like if he was healthy last year, we wouldn't be saying that. And that's why I think this season he's going to be much more successful. He's going to be healthy and he's going to be better. Because last year he was basically putting it all together. I mean, like, I don't care. He only played 20-something games, but he was playing really good. Like, let's be honest. So But we'll move on to the next question. Make sure you guys like the video. We got 30 people in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video. Okay. All right, man. It's a lot of things coming from camp, and Dwayne Casey is letting us know everything. I like how candy he is sometimes, even though I'm always going in on him because I have a high standard. But all right, man. Say cool. As I told you, y'all think I'm high on Luke. I think Luke can be an all-star, definitely. I don't know about the superstar, nothing like that. I ain't going crazy off the rails like that. But I definitely think he can be an all-star. But I think Sekou could be a superstar if he develops right. That's a big if, but if it happens, he'll reach those stages. And Sekou is looking like a problem already. Looking like he's in shape. And he's just breaking out in camp. And Dwayne Casey has notably said he's seen huge improvements. Like, I just feel like it's just about when are you going to give this young team opportunity? Teams like Denver that rise up, it's because, you give your young players opportunity. Sekou should be starting, and Luke should be out there, and they should be taking a lot of shots. I think Sekou could average a lot of points this year, like from where I'm talking about 13, 14, 15, if he's getting the opportunity, man. Just got to get the shots. But Pistons talk, man. What's your thoughts on Sekou breaking out in camp and Dwayne Casey talking about the huge improvement that he's made?
I think it's going to be really huge, like you said, for his development and him starting next year. I could probably see him starting, but not right away. Maybe if we still have Tony Snell, if we don't trade him, that could be a possibility. But maybe the first, 30 games, we see Sekou take over Tony Snell role. He definitely could do that. I'm not really surprised that he dominated against a bunch of G League guys. In the G League, he was putting up buckets against the Grand Rapids Drive. So
he was playing against our players too, though.
Luke and Bruce were the only one there, and Sekou probably dunked on both of them.
Speed was there. Luke King was there. Those are guys that's going to be on the team. I know, man. We seen Sekou kill in the league already. So
yeah, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because the guys that are guarding him are like Luke King, and Sekou could probably give Luke King the business.
All right, PD, what's your thoughts on Sekou and his seemingly his growth? Like, we've been talking about it, we've been seeing it, but to me, I take it more serious than less than more than the grain of salt, like Pistons Talk was saying, because I'm talking about what Dwayne Casey is saying. Because Dwayne Casey knows we already know he's good enough to not be in the G League. That's not something that we are concerned about. It's about, does Dwayne Casey believe in him enough to actually start him like any person with a brain would? But who knows? But PD, man, what's your thoughts on Sekou?
On Sekou or on him breaking out in camp? Or
both? No, that's the part of the same thing.
Okay. My thoughts on Sekou is that, I'm not super drunk on Kool-Aid with him like I am with Kennard, but I like Sekou a lot. I think he's going to be a good player one day. Evan says he's going to be the MVP in 7 years. I'll take that. But as far as the training camp, that was funny because I was super drunk on Kool-Aid with how Kennard was. I was super drunk on Kool-Aid with how Kennard was doing in camp. But I'm kind of with Pistons Talk. I don't like to take this too literal. We had Andre Drummond shooting threes and posting it. So, and we all know how that turned out. He shot more threes in Cleveland, but he didn't really shoot that many here. But with Sekou, no, I'm glad to hear he's doing good. I'd rather hear he's doing good than that he's not doing good. But I'm indifferent about this. How he's doing.
Hey man, ain't nobody gonna be indifferent when the season starts. I'm gonna be like, well, I tell you, I told you, I never wrong about this stuff. I'll be like, what I tell you, bro? You're a problem, man.
No, I want you to tell me that. Don't get me wrong. I want you to tell me that. I want to eat all that. I want to eat all that.
No, man, that's funny. That's funny. But all right, Bravo, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Man, I think Sekou is good. Is a really good player. So he just needs the opportunity. He's really improved in speed. He improved in reflexes. I see him from the games. The things he said about him on Casey's. He toned down, become more faster and stronger. That's a huge thing for him. I think the best thing for him, we know he can do it all. He can dunk. He can shoot it. He can dribble the basketball. He can take on players. He can defend. He can play in the post, which is huge for a guy like him. Let's be honest. We don't have any of our young players, even Thon Maker. I don't think any of our players, with the exception of Kristen Wood, maybe can play the post. Nobody right now.
Blake Griffin
is
like
obviously
one of the best post players.
Yeah. Blake Griffin is not counting. I'm talking about the young players. We don't have any of the young players right now play the post except Sekou. So I'm really think if he develops a nice post game, he'll be really nice point forward in the league, and that's what I really want him to be. A power forward, a good power forward in this league.
Small forward, you mean?
And I think he's Sekou.
He's a small forward, man. They've already had the conversations. Like, we're not gonna do this, man.
I think Sekou is a better power forward, point forward. He can play, he can dribble, he can play because he plays a lot of posts too. Notice his game last year. He took on LeBron. He took on he defended also Kawhi. He took on Siakam. Like he's not really excellent yet, but he's getting there. And I think you just need to give him and what I heard from Bruce Brown from the interview, he said Sekou is working on big stuff and young stuff. On the smalls and the bigs. He's working on developing young, small player and a big player. That's what makes a lot of difference for him. So let's be positive. Don't really put the man in the wrong place, JMO. I mean, I'm telling you. Remember Stanley Johnson?
He's a small forward. I don't want to talk about no Stanley Johnson.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell the Piston fans. Piston fans, listen, you know what? Stanley Johnson was a really solid athletic player, but we wasted his position in a small forward. If he would have played a power forward, he would have been a much better player, in my opinion. Although he's a shorter player, but I think
I completely disagree with that.
I think he doesn't.
He's supposed to be a small forward. He was just trash. Let's be 100.
We did not develop Stanley Johnson.
We tried to put Stanley at power forward.
No, we didn't develop him properly. The point is, we don't want to do the same mistake with Sekou. Let him enjoy his position. His power forward looks like his natural position, and I like him to be like that. If he becomes a small forward, that's always a plus because that's like
he's looking a small forward, man. He's not a power forward.
I think
even Rod Beard and the team has already talked about. The team sees him as a small forward because that's what he is. He's not a power forward, man. Just because players are versatile.
6'9". They don't mean that. What else do you want? 6'9". He can play the post. What else do you ask for? I mean, he can play a power.
I mean, I can name you small forwards that can play the post. It's not just because you can play the post don't mean you a power forward.
Let me ask you. What?
He'll probably be a combo forward. I mean,
yeah, I think so.
The league is switchable. He might play small forward, but he's going to switch with power forwards.
Small forward.
I think we're getting upset over him playing small forward, power forward. It doesn't really matter.
No, because it definitely matters.
It doesn't matter if he's on the court. 100%
matter. No, man, because you got to play him out of position. You're not gonna. I don't want Sekou in the post like some power forward, like a big man. I want him playing like a guard. I want him playing like a 6'9" guard, like that, like he's supposed to be. I don't want him being some post player. It's good for him to be good in the post because you got to be versatile. But I want him to be like Blake Griffin, how Blake is now. Like somebody who can do everything, and I need him as a young player to be playing at small forward and getting them guard skills. Dumping him down in the post is going to take away the rest of his abilities.
JMO, what is the best comparison for Sekou Doumbouya in the league at best right now?
In the league at best, right now,
who do you look in the future to be? Which guy?
Sekou is a poor man's LeBron.
Oh, come on, man. No, let's face
Pascal.
it. Guys,
no, he's not like Pascal. No, he's not.
Who do you think Sekou would like to be? I would like
Hey, man, what did Sekou's teammate said? Sekou's own teammate compared that man to LeBron. I ain't seen him Brown level.
No. Sekou can play the power forward just like a Pascal.
No, Sekou can play every position. Y'all gonna learn. He can play every position.
He can, probably.
Siakam is not on Sekou level, bro. He a scrub. Sekou got more moves than Siakam got right now.
Oh, yeah. Siakam looks like Mario spinning around in the circle every time in the post.
I would compare him to a mixture between Giannis and because I think he really has guard skills. But he has to be put in that put in that position. You know, that's like that power forward stuff. That's not gonna work. But we digressed a whole lot, man.
Yeah.
Drew, man, what's your thoughts on this?
I don't know where the hell that conversation was going. Look, I agree with Ben. I don't care about him posting up or not. I really think the Pistons are going to space the floor out and have some experiment lineups again. I don't know what preseason is going to look like. If we do have a preseason, I'm sure we'll see a lot of the rotation experiments there. But for re-signing Christian Wood, Sekou, Blake, and Wood will all be out there at the same time. Where they're playing, I don't care. I think the whole thing with Sekou's career is going to be like Tobias Harris, where he'll play the 3 and the 4. It's just going to depend on matchups.
No, I don't think so. They're not the same players. No way. No way.
I didn't say they were the same players. I didn't compare their games at all.
I just don't understand how you don't care what players are playing. Like,
look, I think Sekou's talented enough just with his physical abilities to play both positions. He's athletic enough to guard bigger defenders and fast enough to keep, blow by them. And he's strong enough and all that stuff. And then, he's got good size for a small forward. Like, he can hold his own against either one of them. Do I want him guarding Anthony Davis? Hell no. No, I don't. But at the same time, he's at the guard LeBron. Like, either way, he's got a lot of work to do. But I think that we're playing positionless basketball. I think that he's going to be used as a 3, but rotation-wise, will be in there as a 4, if that makes sense. But still technically playing the 3, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but see, that's my thing. Like, people think we living in this era of positional basketball. We really not. We're living in an era where players can play more one-on-one position during a full game, but for most of the game, they're playing
they have more
position.
freedoms.
Like,
they have different skill sets. Like, centers are shooting way more 3s than ever before.
But you still playing center.
Yeah, but they don't want to call him a center because centers are old-fashioned. When you think of center, it's all about.
They don't call him a center because they probably not one. You're not going to call AD a center because he's not. Even if he can play center, he's a power forward. Same thing. Giannis is. I call him a small forward. I don't know what Giannis is, man. Sometimes he's a power forward. Sometimes he's a small forward. Who knows what he is?
Sometimes he's a center.
Like that's a debate. But it's not that many players that can play multiple positions like that. Like, everybody isn't like that. Some players are what they are. And when I look at a lot of young players, when you get put in the wrong positions and teams are using you the wrong way, that's how players don't turn out how they're supposed to be. Mr. Ray says Giannis is a center at this point.
He's a point
man. Nah. He a small forward, man. He just 6'11", man. It's crazy. Like, Bobo 7'3", he a small forward, but you would say Bobo is versatile. But, like, he really a small forward, man. That's why he ain't play for the Nuggets, because they don't want to put him out there because he can't play no defense.
I think what you want to see in Sekou would be like a Pascal Siakam or Jaylen Brown, maybe.
No, I don't want to see nothing like Pascal Siakam.
He can give you Jaylen Brown.
Honest, I want to see shades. I want to see Paul George level handling.
Yeah, but he's not really like a talented type of player like Giannis. I don't think you can say he's Giannis because he's not there yet. He needs to reach there.
He's better than Giannis was at this point.
Shooting the ball, yes. Shooting the ball, yes.
He's a better basketball player than Giannis was at the same point in his career right now.
Yeah, but he's not a playmaker. He's not really like developed to take a point guard yet. So he's working.
Yeah, Giannis didn't do that until his fourth year though. So
no, Giannis took it. Remember when Milwaukee sucked so bad? In Giannis, we were beating them bad when Giannis was having the ball in his hand, and like when we were playing him versus with Brandon Jennings.
Yeah, but I'm saying Giannis' first few years, he didn't average a lot of assists though.
No, he's not because he learned the game.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's the same with Sekou. He didn't start averaging a lot of assists until his 4th or 5th year.
We'll see what Casey does with him. We'll see.
No, man, I'm just taking what the players say. When the players say a player can play every position, man. And then I hear it from other places. It is what it is. But so my unsung hero of the Pistons nation is Kyrie Thomas. Y'all know I've always been high on this guy. And Dwayne Casey has literally came out and said Kyrie Thomas can guard most of the wings in the East. And I've always said Kyrie Thomas at least when he was healthy, I thought he should have been played over Bruce Brown because he's a better shooter. It looks like he's a better offensive player, and he's a very good defender as well. Kyrie Thomas has always been good at defense. Just couldn't stay healthy. But now it seems that like in this camp that he's been showing up, and Dwayne Casey has noticed some things. So my question to you guys is what's your thoughts on Kyrie Thomas being able to defend the wing positions, and the guard positions, and the thoughts on his future, like as a Piston, We're gonna start with you, Drew.
I love it. Absolutely love it. If Dwayne Casey's buying into it because Kyrie was hurt for majority of last year, every time I've seen Kyrie play, it's been good, like really good. I have a lot of high hopes and high expectations for him, not to like the level of Sekou or Luke Kennard by any stretch of imagination, but I'm pulling for this man because he's going to be a good player. How good? I don't know. But if he is this good at defending, you can throw him and Bruce Brown out there, run a full court press, go out there, sign a rim protector, and actually have a good defensive team in the next couple of years here. Like, his offense is good already. Shooter, playmaker, finish at the rim, all that stuff's there. I didn't know he was a defender like Dwayne Casey was talking about because we just haven't quite seen him here play a whole lot for the Pistons. We've seen him play in the G League a little bit, and you got to go back to watch his college films. Like, he's nice, but
he's always been a good defender, though, even in the G League.
I didn't know he was capable of guarding most of the wing players because if you look at it, if the Pistons are really serious about competing next year and going to the playoffs, you're going to have to play Milwaukee probably if Giannis stays. They have a lot of good wing players, mainly just Giannis, but they're going to go out there and get Giannis help or else he's going to bounce. You're going to have to play Miami. Miami's got a lot of wing players like Hero, Butler, Robinson. Boston Celtics are literally built off of wing players. You're going to have to go through one of those three teams to go anywhere. And if you can get players like Kyrie Thomas who can guard multiple of those guys on the team, you're in the right direction.
All right. PD, man, sports, man. What's your thoughts on Kyrie Thomas and his future on the Pistons? And you can give your final thoughts. You did say you can only be with us for a certain amount, so thank you for the donations, man. Thank you for joining the show today. It's Free Smoke Saturday, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel if you haven't already.
All right. My thoughts on Kyrie Thomas. I don't know what to think of him because what have we seen him so far? We got 8 games from him last year, and we only got 26 games from him the year prior. So I don't know what to make of him. I think he can be a good player. I think he can be a key contributor to us. I made this like everyone thinks that like everyone on the best team is a superstar. That's not necessarily the case. You can have there's players that serve a role. And I think Kyrie Thomas can absolutely serve a role for this team and serve a productive role and be a key contributor to winning. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah.
No, definitely not.
All right, but yeah, I guess I'll just give my final thoughts now. Thanks everyone for getting JMO 2000. Thanks JMO for letting me come on late, and thanks for allowing me to leave earlier. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of the show, and yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks, PD.
Hey, make sure you guys go subscribe to PD. They do a show Saturdays, 3:30 around that ballpark, talking all things NHL and Detroit Red Wings. So go check him out if you guys are into hockey.
Right, and he definitely covers the Pistons and the Lions as well. So you'll find out something about the Pistons and Lions you never knew following his channel.
All right, yeah, I guess a shameless plug. So next week we're probably gonna have a busy week. NHL draft is on Tuesday, I want to say it is. So, and then free agency is also this week too. So shameless plug, but yeah, we're probably gonna have a busy week for the upcoming Offside show. But yeah, thanks guys again for letting me come on. Thanks for everything, and yeah, I'm sure I'll talk to you guys very soon.
Right, all right, man.
All right, peace out.
Let me see. Okay, so Pistons talk. What's your thoughts on Kyrie Thomas and his future?
I think this is going to be a make or break year for him. The Pistons are going to have to decide what they're going to do with him, and it's not really his fault. We've had such a cluster of shooting guards, and he was just on the back bench. I thought last year, if Langston didn't have the year he had, I thought Kyrie should have deserved his spot because we traded 2 second-round picks to Philly for this guy. He won 2 Big East Defensive Player of the Year at Creighton. So I'm not really surprised that Dwayne Casey says this guy can defend most wings in the NBA. He's a good defender. And offensively, like you said, he's better than Bruce Brown. So I'm with you on that. Give him some more minutes if you want an offensive 2-guard in the lineup.
Yeah, man, most definitely. What's your Bravo? You gave your thoughts?
Yeah, so I agree with Piston talking here. It's a year or make or miss for him. The thing is for him, I just want him to be one thing: take over Langston Galloway's spot. That's all I'm asking from him. If he can take over that spot, that's it. Pretty much, he can shoot and he can defend. Langston Galloway does the same. He can shoot and he can defend as a 2-guard. But the point is, he's a better shooter.
Hold on. Langston can't play defense, man. Stop.
No, he plays nice. He plays nice year defense on some of the point guards last year. Remember that?
No, I don't.
No, he plays nice defense.
Langston is not a good defensive player, and I will not allow you to say that on the show.
No, he played nice defense on Trae Young.
Man, Langston is not a good defensive player. Like,
Remember
he never has been.
No,
His first 2 years he wasn't. This year he was a lot.
Come
He was
on,
improved.
man. Just because he was average this year don't make him a good defensive player. Chill out.
Okay, he's a good defender last year. So I want him to take over Langston Galloway's spot. That's all I want him to. If he can do that, Langston Galloway can go away.
Man, look, I've been wanting to see him take Langston Galloway's spot for a while, but Kyrie Thomas just hasn't been healthy, so you're not gonna take no spot if you haven't been healthy. But all right, man, I'm gonna move on to the next question. So Sekou, my boy, and Killian Hayes, my other guy, have this relationship, and they've been going on social media making posts like dropping all these breadcrumbs, talking about Killian Hayes, talking about I would love to play with Sekou. The transition to be smooth, it'll be easy. I know him already. The chemistry would be great. You hear Sekou talking about how much fun he had with Killian, and now they posting each other on social media. And it's been a lot of rumblings about what they call the French connection. So my question to you guys is, should the Pistons make sure this Killian Hayes and Sekou French connection happens by any means? Like, make this something that's going to happen. Pair these 2 guys up. We're going to start with you, Pistons Talk.
I don't even think we really have to worry about him falling to us at 7. I think he's going to fall at 7 because you could make a case for the 6 teams above us in the draft. They do not need a point guard. Like, I think we will draft Killian Hayes. I think he's going to be there. And every mock I've seen, it's either Killian or Tyrese Halliburton. So I'm going to take Killian 10 out of 10 times over Tyrese Halliburton. And the fact that they're posting each other, the Pistons just have to hope that he falls. And we got a point guard of the future. We should be excited about it.
He says by any means, if they have that attitude, use that same attitude towards LaMelo. Oh yeah, by any means. We all know LaMelo is the guy, but he's a better player, of course. But he'll never have what Killian and Sekou would have potentially. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they both turn out to be great players. Like, we've seen it in the NBA sometimes, players like from the same backgrounds and who played together back in the day, they link up and all of a sudden they play great together and be like, oh yeah, they used to play the ball together, you know. If you even look at Westbrook and Harden, they played well together after the first couple months, and a lot of people thought it would be a train wreck. No, they lost because D'Antoni is stupid. Why are you playing small ball with no centers? You're an idiot. But you know, we ain't gonna go there, but that's why he got fired. But anyway, Drew, man, what is your thoughts on the French connection? Should we make sure that this is something that happens?
I remember a certain someone on the show, not going to name names because I want that person to stay anonymous, said that the small ball in Houston was going to win them a championship, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, first of all, I said when you got 2 MVPs, you can win a championship. I didn't say small ball was going to win them a championship. Okay. All right. And I did say D'Antoni is a scrub. You know, House is out here doing other things, but it's all good, man.
Back to the topic about Sekou Doumbouya and Killian Hayes. I made a video the first couple of weeks of quarantine about who the Pistons should take, LaMelo or Killian Hayes, and it was really tough for me to decide because of Killian Hayes' connection with Sekou. Like, obviously, Melo was a better prospect and is probably going to be a better player in this draft, but look at Killian Hayes right now. We've talked about this the last couple of weeks because we just found out, he just posted a couple of weeks ago, about how fast he's already changed his body to an NBA player's body. Like, he's added muscle. He looks more athletic. There was a picture of him doing a between the legs dunk. Like, he's already changing and already working to get ready for the NBA. Like, he knows what's coming. He knows what's going to be expected of him. For the teams drafting ahead of us, in order for us to get Killian, I'm not really too worried about them taking Killian. The one that scares me the most is Chicago because I don't know what their direction is. You know, Levine and White are both movable pieces if they wanted to start in a fresh direction and take him. I don't really know what their plan is, but that is the team that worries me the most about taking him before us. But I do think he'll be there because I don't think too many other teams or fan bases have scouted him like us because we've literally scouted every single point guard that is in this NBA draft right now because that's really what we need. But if we don't have a shot at trading up for LaMelo, you trade up to get Killian Hayes if he's not going to be there at 7. Because Sekou is going to be our player of the future. We need Sekou to develop right and be the face of this franchise. And a step towards of making that happen, even if it doesn't pan out, is to draft Killian Hayes. These guys already have a good relationship. You see Sekou and Bruce Brown, they have a good relationship. They built that this year. You're going to throw Killian into the mix. So now 3 out of whatever how many young guys we have already are BFFs. And building chemistry off the court translates to chemistry on the court. You go back a couple of years ago under the Stan Van Gundy era. That year we had Reggie, KCP, Marcus, Tobias, and Andre. They were all tight. They were all close. They hung out all the time, and they played together. They didn't care who scored and stuff. 04 team did the exact same thing. They're still close today. In order to be successful here in Detroit, you have to have good chemistry because we're not going to have a superstar like LeBron and AD who get it wrong. Probably a better one would probably been Shaq and Kobe where they didn't really like each other. But they were so dominant, it didn't really matter. You have to have good chemistry here when you don't have that kind of talent. And I think this would be huge for the Pistons, both for Killian Hayes and Sekou. I think both those guys would come in right away and just take off.
So my thoughts on this is 100% if you're not going to get LaMelo, you 100% got to make this happen. If you hear the Bulls are trying to do something, you got to offer somebody from the Bulls. As long as you ain't trading Luke or Sekou or Svi, because I feel like Svi is in that untouchable range. That's just my personal opinion. As long as it's not those 3, you got to move up. And this is something that has to happen. I think Sekou and Killian will be a match made in heaven. They'll be great together. It's something that we all want. It's something that I think would be great, and it's something that could change things for us and our franchise to have our star point guard and wing players. The NBA is all point guards and wing players, and then you have players who can do multiple things. Like Jokic is a center, but he can play on the wing and play as a point guard. Same thing with guys like Giannis. So you have to be some type of wing player, some type of point guard to be the best player in the NBA or to be amongst the best players in the NBA. And all of the best teams in the NBA have point guards and wing players. Look at Miami. They got Goran Dragic when he's healthy. He leads that team in scoring. You have Duncan and Tyler Hero, some wing players. And you got Jimmy, another good wing. You got Bam Adebayo, a center, but he can play on the wing and he can play as a point guard. Same thing with Boston. Tons of good point guard play and wing players. I can keep going down the list. We can go to Denver. We can go to all of these teams. So that's something that the Pistons need to build. And by getting this French, like I'm so serious. Can't pass on Killian Hayes. Look, if we end up being wrong on him, I'll take it because I was super high on him. I'll take somebody being a bust if I was this high on him. But we were high on Sekou. Like, we really were. Like, we all were high on Sekou. We thought he was a bona fide top 10 pick. We wouldn't get him. And I thought he deserved more playing time. But once I saw what he did to Tristan Thompson, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. So Sekou is exactly what I thought he would be, and he was shooting the ball better before he had his slump. So we thought this about Sekou, and Sekou is like, I thought this about KPJ. KPJ is cold in the mud. I was like, I told people KP is gonna be a baller. I kept telling people he was gonna be good. I feel the same way about Killian Hayes. You pair him with somebody like Sekou, they'll be together, and when contract situations come up and things like that, maybe people taking less money because of Brother Hill was built. So I think at all costs, the Pistons must make this happen. If you're not going out and getting LaMelo, you 100% have to make this a reality. Okay. We got a few more questions, and then I'm going to do questions in the chat, and we'll wrap it up. But the Pistons have expressed interest in signing Jeremy Grant. What are your thoughts on this, guys? We start with you, Pistons Talk.
The way I thought of it, because he's a power forward, you know, some people pointed out, like, why would we go after another power forward? We have Thon, we have Christian Wood, we have Blake. But my thinking was, I would take him over Tony Snell. I don't know about you guys. Throw him at that small forward position. We got to give a shout out to James Edwards,
I
though.
thought he was a small forward because I watched him. Well, when he was in OKC, he played small forward. Sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of like how we were kind of comparing Sekou. He's like, you know, power forward, small forward, whatever. I think Jeremy Grant, you could put him in that same category as playing both positions. I would do it, but apparently the market for him is going to be a lot, like close to what Christian Wood could get. So I don't know if I would go after him.
What's your thoughts on this, Bravo?
So Jeremy Grant is an excellent player. I loved him in this playoff. But I think there is a reason why he really improved his stock market. Let's face it, Nikola Jokic. He made him look like really good, I think. Because we give him credits, obviously. We give him credits. He's an excellent player. But I think he turned out really impressive in the playoff because of Nikola Jokic. And I think for us to sign a player like him, I think, in my opinion, he would fit better in other teams like the Denver Nuggets, like the Philly, like any other teams, like even the Clippers. They would love to take him like that. For us, I don't know if he fits our team because we would love him here. I think he'll be a good player, but I think he fits better on other teams than us. So I'm not I don't object against signing him in free agency, but I think he would fit somewhere else. And I'd rather take a fly on a younger player because he matches. He's 27, I believe, and he is going to be probably like in the competition for playoffs again. Would he fit in our team? I think so. But how much you pay him here, I don't know.
Man, my sinus is killing me right now. But Drew, man, what do you think about this? Should we go after Jeremy Grant?
I talked about this today in a video, and I would do it. But that was before I heard that he might get Christian Wood type money. I don't know about all that because he's a role player. But if you go back to the OKC days, he was their third option when Melo left, and he did really well there. You go back to just a couple of weeks ago when Denver was down 3-1 multiple times. During a couple of those stretches where Jamal was either out or cold, or when the Joker was out or cold, like he was the guy that kept him in those games for a minute. This guy is a player that's going to give you about 10 to 15 points a night, but then he's going to have those nights where he goes off, gets you 25, 30, and just won't miss. Can play multiple positions, can guard multiple positions. I think that if we go here and get him, it's a sign that we are going to try to make the playoffs again next year. Doesn't mean that we will or that we won't, but that would be we're competing move. And I'd be for it. I like Grant. I think he's a solid player, but I think, like Bravo said, I think that a team that's already been established, he fits there really well and can contribute to a playoff team, a proven playoff team.
Look, man, I watched this man play at OKC the last 3 years. He ain't nothing much. This year was a huge jump from Jeremy Grant, and I think I'm agreeing with Bravo. It's because of Jokic. Jeremy Grant is a very good defensive player, and he can score a little bit, but he's only giving you 12, 13 points a game. He's not a top scorer like a Will Barton is. And no, he can guard. He was guarding Kawhi down the stretch. He can, he can't really guard LeBron because he's too strong, but he can be there, and he can guard a lot of the wing players in the NBA. And he's become a much better scorer and shooter over the years. But I'm for damn sure ain't giving him Christian Wood money, and I don't think we should go after him unless it's for a cheap deal. If it's not for a cheap deal, then I don't think he's a guy that we should be going after because I'm saving all my money and I'm building my team. I want to give all my young guys that opportunity and see if we got some young guns that are some like hidden talents or something on the team. So, but I do like that the Pistons are thinking about going after him though, because I do think he fits our team. He definitely fits our team. So if they do it, as long as we don't overpay, I might be all right. But Christian Wood's not signed yet, so
I mean, either way though, like if we traded Tony Snell, what's that? Pistons talk $16 million off the cap book for if we traded
12
11.
Right, so 12. Say you paid Grant 14. I will pay this man an extra $2 million to replace Tony Snell. Again, I don't hate Tony Snell. I have nothing against Tony Snell, but this man's our starting small forward, bro. Like,
well, he shouldn't be. The starting small forward should be Sekou. It should have always been Sekou.
I agree, but with Dwayne Casey being here, I really want Sekou to start. I don't want to talk about this, but I really think that Tony Snell will probably be starting again next year because of Dwayne Casey, and I hope that's not the case because I might rip my hair out.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember when we drafted Stanley Johnson and he was supposed to be our only small forward?
Mm-hmm.
And then we traded for Marcus Morris, Reggie Bullock, and Danny Granger. I think it could be a certain situation like that where they bring in another small forward and you got Sekou on the bench because they want to compete.
Yeah, but is Grant – I don't think he's better than – like Marcus and Tobias were way better than Stanley offensively. Like,
yeah. I'm not debating that.
I don't – look, Tony Snell's not better than Sekou at all.
No.
In any aspect of basketball. I mean, Grant, he's been in the league longer. He's better than Tony Snell, but I don't think he's better than Sekou.
No, he's not.
I just
put it like that. Like, he's better because he's a veteran, right? But you would rather have Sekou get his minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because Sekou can't. Sekou, look, Grant has been in the league longer. He's going to be better than a rookie like Sekou. But Sekou can play defense too. So, and the main reason you probably want Grant is to be a defensive wing. Yeah. Well, Sekou can, regardless of whatever he's doing offensively, and one of the main things that I loved about Sekou is when he was going through his slump, he was still playing good defensively. And that's what I really liked about him. So, if you're only getting Jeremy Grant to replace Tony Snell on the defensive end and give you more offensively. So yeah, you're gonna want to have Sekou out there instead of Jeremy Grant. Like, I would still bring Jeremy Grant off the bench. Like, I would.
Yeah, if you do that, say we draft the point guard, say we get Killian Hayes. This is a total what if scenario. Killian will be starting. If we draft Cole Anthony will be starting. Whoever there, you put Luke at the 2, Sekou at the 3, Blake at the 4, and Christian Wood at the 5 if we re-sign him. Say you don't have enough money to get Grant, okay? You can get a really nasty defensive team going here. I'm not saying this has to be the bench rotation or anything, but you got Derrick Rose as the 6th man. You have Bruce at the 2, Kyrie at the 3, Grant at the 4, and whoever the hell you want at the 5. Preferably a center that we went out and signed in free agency, but it'll probably be Patton or Thonmaker. That's going to be a night and day different lineup. You're going to go from the starting 5 that's getting buckets at every position that's going to try to push the tempo to now this second unit out here that the offense is going to go through Derrick Rose. You ain't stopping Derrick Rose, but then they're going to come out here and put the clamps on you and try to guard you one-on-one and force turnovers and try to push it that way and slow the game down a little bit. I think that could be pretty nasty.
I think this is more of a I compare this to a Marquise Morris type of move when we picked him up. But obviously, it's going to be much more expensive. Like, I didn't dislike Morris coming to the team because you could argue Morris could have started over Snell because he can play small forward, power forward, or center. And you could argue he could have been out there, so you could argue Grant started. But I'm bringing him off the bench, and we can't forget about speed. So you know what I'm saying. So we'll see. But I'm not gonna. We really Sekou is literally and Bruce Brown and Kyrie, I guess. there are only defensive wings, so I'm not gonna be mad at adding defensive wings. I'm not paying a lot of money for that guy.
If we do sign him, I would do one of those veteran deals where it's a lot of money for 1 year. So that way, if it doesn't pan out, people will actually want to trade him for the expiring contract. And if it does, who knows? He can sign for another 1 year deal, But just something because next year's free agency is supposed to be packed of just good talent, top to bottom, star talent, role players, guys who need opportunity. You sign Grant to a 1 year deal where it helps fill a need this year, and then it comes off the book next year, then you can make that bigger splash next year. So this might be a move we may not like, but you got to see it through next year. That's the GM's job, to see things through the future.
Oh, so basically we're gonna throw him $16 million for 1 year. Just
no, that's too much.
I don't know about 16. I was thinking about 12 or 14.
Yeah. More than 13, 14. And you sign him for a 3 year. He's still a tradable asset, like Drew's saying. And the question is, and I think he's still a nice player, like Jim was saying. He's like an OG Anunoby type of player. I would love him on our team. He defend the ball. He plays the power forward. He can play small forward. He's not a good player by any means. He's not a bad player by any means. The question is, how do you make him successful on our team? We don't even have a point guard. We don't even have a center. So he's successful on the Denver Nuggets because he's got Jokic and he's got Jamal Murray. Nice players. We don't have none of those. I mean, Blake is not even healthy 100%. So when you bring him here, it'll be a controversial decision. I think he's a good decision, but it's a controversial decision.
I got your theory that covered there, Bravo. What we're gonna do is fire Dwayne Casey. We're gonna bring in Mike D'Antoni, and we're gonna put Grant in at the 5. It'll work out. Trust D'Antoni.
All right, so we got a couple more questions. So it was a trade scenario and an offer. I forgot where the source was. Bravo could tell you guys. But if Killian Hayes isn't on the board, should we trade the 7th overall pick for Darius Garland? Darius Garland's rookie stats: 12 points a game, 40% from the field, 35% from 3, 3.8 assists, so 4 assists a game, 1 rebound. So, and we know he was playing in a dumpster fire situation in Cleveland, a complete, again, dumpster fire situation in Cleveland. So, consider it like he would be in a much better situation here. Derrick Rose. It's just like the organization is a breath of fresh air. Like, I ain't tooting our own horn like we the GOAT, but we way better than Cleveland when it comes to being an organization. So, Bravo, what's your thoughts on possibly getting Darius Garland? If Killian Hayes isn't there, trading the pick for him.
Man, Darius Garland, you guys keep sleeping on him. There is a reason why he is not a good player, because he's not on a good team, number one. And he's playing with Colin Sexton. They're not a good fit on the same team. They're both small, and they don't even have like a really good, a small forward even in there. So he's just because he had a bad season in Cleveland as a rookie doesn't mean he's not a good player at all. He's the former 4th pick, I think, in 5th pick. He's still a nice player, I think. I think, in my opinion, if Killian Hayes is gone, I'd definitely consider taking Darius Garland for the 7th pick. But the point is, I wonder if Cleveland can give us more. If we can get away with getting more from Cleveland. Because Darius Garland didn't have a great season in Cleveland last year. And I think we could potentially end up like dumping a contract, like Snail's contract.
I was about to say, if that's the case, I want Larry Nance.
I don't know. Maybe we can get something back in return too, on top of like, we got Andre Drummond back. What do you guys feel about that? He said, "You guys want Dre? We'll give it to you for free." I'm just kidding.
Woo! Benjamin Foe, man, you gotta chill out with the jokes, man. It's all kidding. Love, though, but you gotta chill out with the jokes. Pistons. So, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I don't really like trading 1st-round draft picks. And, even if Killian or Tyrese is gone, I'm just going to take best player available. I don't want to gamble on a draft pick, even though, Garland's nice, 35% from 3, 40 from the field, almost 90 from the free throw line. But,
20-year-old.
Yeah, I know. It's just the more I made a video today about it, and I was thinking, I was like, man, if he doesn't pan out and Killian Hayes is a star, we're going to be kicking ourselves for years. Like, just keep the pick, draft best player available, and, I just don't like it, in my personal opinion. I don't know about you guys.
Okay, Drew, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I don't think it makes sense for either team to do so. Look, I'm not a huge Denny Avila fan. I really think that's who Cleveland needs to get. They get that. Their solid five is going to be good, man. Like, trust me, you're going to have Sexton, Garland, Denny, Kevin Love, and Andre Drummond. Like, that's going to be a good squad. I think they'll be fighting for a playoff spot. Don't know if it's going to be quite enough to get in there or not because the East is going to be tough. And then for the Detroit Pistons, we need to get our own guy here. We don't know what the hell Cleveland's told this guy, what bad techniques, what kind of a bad attitude they have there. Like, look at Cleveland. Like, they got called a bunch of slugs last year and flipped the boat. Like, it was all bad the last couple of years in Cleveland. Like, since LeBron's left twice, both times and before he left, like, the Cavs have been dumpster fires. Really don't want anyone from Cleveland at all because it's just where they have been, and God knows what they have been told. But even if Killian's not there at 7, I'm keeping the pick, and I'm either taking Cole Anthony or Kira Lewis. I really think one of those 3 guys will pan out for us, and I like that a lot better than a guy that I don't really know what to expect a whole lot of. So I'm not really doing it.
Well, I do think Darius Garland is going to be a good NBA player. But I'm with you in Pistons talk. I'm not giving up the pick mainly because I'm just going to take Cole Anthony. Like, I'll just take him. Like, if Killian Hayes isn't on the board, I'm not taking Halliburton. But I'll take Cole Anthony. I'll take Kieran Lewis 100%. Somebody in the chat asked me, what do I think of Devin Vassell? I think Devin Vassell is going to be a good NBA player. I really do. I think he translates really well, and I think he's working on his game.
Trevor Ariza type player.
Yeah, I think he's working on his game. I think he's going to be a good NBA player. But I like Darius Garland. All you guys know, I was extremely high on Darius Garland coming out of college, and that was with not even playing that much. Considering the situation that he is in Cleveland, which is a dumpster fire, he's actually playing pretty well and above standards considering the situation that he's in. Like, he's shooting 35% from 3, almost 90 from the line, and he can score. He can be a little bit more of a playmaker, but Sexton is the primary ball handler. So I think he'll still be a good NBA player, maybe even a great superstar caliber player someday. I just feel like we should take our guy, not somebody else's guy. We need to take the guy that we're confident in, and I hope that's Cole Anthony if Killian Hayes isn't there, because, like, that's personally what I think we should do. But
J-Mo, it's Halliburton on Hayes. If Hayes is gone, I'm not taking Halliburton.
No, I'm taking Cole Anthony.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I don't get the fascination with Halliburton. I really don't.
I don't either, man.
Shout out to Gnomes, man. I see Gnomes. What's good, Gnome?
Oh, yeah, man. What's good, Nomus, man? My sinus is killing me, man.
Okay,
I saw it all nasally, but
I'm not gonna.
All right, so how good do you guys think the Pistons can be if Blake Griffin plays 70 games like he did in 2018? So we'll start with you, Drew.
They're a playoff team. Blake, like we've said we've said it a million times. We'll probably say it a million more. If Blake Griffin can play 70 games, which is a lot for him, he is a top 15 player in the league, top 3 at his position. East is going to be crazy tough next year, I think. There's a lot of pillars coming back from injury, but we'll be right back in the playoff hunt, probably being the 8th or the 7th seed, depending on who else gets injured around the league and who else gets injured on the Pistons. But as of right now, with not knowing who we're drafting, not knowing who we're getting in free agency, we still have a lot of holes to fill, so we got to see how we're going to get those. But if he can play 70, which is a big if, we're 100% in the playoffs.
All right, what's your thoughts on this Piston talk?
I think if Blake plays, what'd you say, 70 games?
Yeah.
They're like a 6th or 8th seed playoff team, in my opinion. I mean, even when at 2018-19, we were a 6th seed at one point before Blake went down. I think that would be our ceiling as a playoff team. I hope he can play 70 games, but I really don't know. I'd probably bet more like on the 50, 60 range with him.
I think he can play at least 60. I'm just saying, in 2018, he played 75 games.
Yep.
And this is the most time he's ever had off for injury. Like, the NBA season, the next season is not going to start for like another 3 months after this. So he's going to have over a while.
Almost a year.
Who knows how many games, right? Who knows how many games he'll play. But it's not something that's impossible if he works hard enough and if he doesn't have to carry the load. Like if you let Luke Kennard and Sekou and even young Bruce Brown, young Steve Mikhailuk, you let these guys rise up, we can be just like the Heat. No, we talk about them trying to be like us, but we trying to be like y'all in the new age because I feel like we can be just like the Heat, like with a bunch of good players that play defense and have a system, but it's a lot to build to get that. But like Derrick Rose can fill in that Dragic role. You know, we have Blake. They got Jimmy Butler. We don't have Bam, but we got Christian Wood. So like, it's possible. My point is, if he's not carrying the load, he'll be playing more basketball games. And when guys like Luke can rise and score that basketball, and we can have the young point guard that hopefully we'll have, I think it's something that can be built on. But Bravo, what's your thoughts about Blake Griffin and if he plays 70 games, how good would the Pistons be? I think they'll be a 7 seed.
If he plays 70 games, which I really highly doubt, he might be a 7-8 seed because I think we're probably going to make the playoff. Is it 100%? I doubt it. Even with 100% Blake because, well, I'm not going to doubt it. It's possible, but the point is really hard. The playoff is getting tougher every year. And next year, you'll get Miami there, 100%. You got Boston, that's 2. You got Toronto, that's 3. You got Philly, that's 4. The only team I can see going out of the playoff, maybe Indiana, because they fired their coach and they might not be that good so far next year. But again, you can see teams like Atlanta becoming really better than a lot of teams next year. They're a really young, promising team, and the only thing they don't have a great coach, Atlanta. So I don't know if they're going to be really a playoff necessarily, But I think we got a chance to be 7-8. I would agree on that.
I definitely believe we'll be a playoff team if he played that. If he played even 65 games. I'm sorry, but I believe in our team more than you guys do. Like, the East stuff and blah 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 blah. We got healthy Blake. It's a problem. Don't forget, D Rose is still here. He's still one of the best players in the East. The East is so top heavy. Like, you'll have a starting Luke Kennard giving you like 18, 19 a game. And Mr. Red, the reason why he won't have the workload that he had to carry in 2018, Reggie Jackson was hurt. Luke Kennard played 60 games, so he missed 22 games. And the team just wasn't playing right, and we had a lot of injuries. I think we still had Stanley Johnson. Like, that was just a completely different team. This is a different basketball team, and we got way more scorers on the team now than I think we did back then. Like Derrick Rose, you got Luke Kennard. Speed can score the ball. Christian Wood can really score the ball. When Sekou is getting an opportunity, he can score. So Blake isn't going to have to carry the same load. Also, Blake was the best playmaker on the team. Now you have Derrick Rose, who is, even though he's not a playmaker type, a better playmaker than Reggie Jackson. Now you have Luke Kennard as a point guard to help you play making as well. It's just building more stuff to take the pressure off of him. And I definitely think that could be possible. But all right. Make sure you guys drop your questions in the chat. I did say this will be a shorter show today. So we got one more topic. And make sure you guys drop your questions in the chat. Let's see. Okay. This one is probably going to upset me, but y'all see the question. With the current roster that we got right now, the roster we got, who is the starting lineup going to be day one? Who do you guys think? We're going to start with you, Pistons Talk.
So, like, current roster as it is?
Yep. Right now.
Derrick Rose is your point guard. Luke Kennard is your 2 guard. Tony Snell is your small forward. Blake Griffin is your power forward. And Christian Wood is your center.
Yep, I'm upset. Go ahead. Drew.
Under Dwayne
Tony
Casey.
Snell is not starting, bro.
Under Dwayne Casey, that'd be the starting 5.
No, it's not going to be, man.
Have you watched any Detroit Pistons games in the last 2 years?
It's gonna be Sekou.
I want Sekou in there. I'm not saying that. Put Sekou
like,
in 3, but the Wayne
Sekou
Casey
was a rookie.
Tony.
He was a rookie last year, but this year, you saw what Sekou doing to people, bro. He breaking arms in the offseason, dog. Like,
tell me, I know. I want him to start. I'm trying to put my head into Dwayne Casey's head and trying to see what he's thinking, and it's dangerous.
So, who you got?
It'd be right now with whoever we got. It'd be D Rose, Kennard, Tony. It should be Sekou, but it'll be Tony, BG, and C Wood.
All right, what about you, Bravo?
Is this guy that's really no? Is he living under a rock or something? He says
I don't
Morris.
know, man.
He says
That
Morris.
Z has
Are
been
you
bugging,
serious?
man.
Is he really? This guy's serious. Some people in the
He
comments
said he
said
told me to
Morris.
put the crack pipe down. Derrick Rose is one of the top best players in the East. Derrick Rose is definitely a top 20 player in the East right now, for sure.
Morris is gone. He's not on our team. What do you mean?
Come on, man. Yeah,
Our lineup
that Z is smoking some crack, man. Like,
Come on, man.
like you tripping out here. It's
Okay.
Free Smoke Saturday.
It's
Hold
Free
up.
Smoke Saturday.
Hold
Let's
up. I'm
try-
about to say it's Free Smoke Saturday.
Yeah.
That you about to get this work. First of all, Sekou, if you need to see something because you say he ain't show you nothing, go watch Sekou dunk on Tristan Thompson. Second of all, Blake Griffin has not been surrounded with a lot of talent, but that Z, we know you. We know, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. Keep hating on the team when they better. I don't want you jumping on the bandwagon, man. Go ahead. Our lineup sucks, man. Stop playing. We got Blake Griffin, Christian Wood, Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard. That's a great lineup. Go ahead.
No, I think it's gonna be Christian Wood at center, and I don't think Blake Griffin is ready, so I don't think I'm gonna put him there. I'm gonna put Christian Wood. I'm gonna go Sekou Doumbouya,
Really?
and I got Snail. Then I'm gonna put Luke Kennard and D Rose.
So you don't think Blake Griffin is going to start the season?
I don't know if he's gonna be ready for the season. We don't know yet.
What do you mean?
He's not 100% yet, so we'll see if he's not playing.
Yeah,
100%,
but like, yeah. But he's not 100%, and the season will start through 3 months from now. Like, he should be good. Like,
He'll start.
like that'd be
limited.
like it'll be different if the season was starting tomorrow. But he ain't 100%, and he has like probably 3 to 4 months off. Like, he should be healthy, right? Like, it's been like a year. It's been like 2 years, damn near.
If you ask me who is going to be, the likelihood is going to be probably off, not playing.
Right.
On game one is probably
Blake been out for almost 1.5 years. Like, he been out for almost 2 years.
Probably.
Like, he gonna be playing, bro.
He's 100% healthy right now, so he's probably going to start.
I don't know if he
Yeah.
will because
No,
he's not.
I will almost bet my left testicle he will start. I just think he'll be on a minute restriction.
Probably. I can definitely see that. But all right, yo, the actual starting lineup is going to be first, Derrick Rose, of course, Luke Kennard, Sekou, of course. Like, what y'all thought? Derrick, Blake Griffin, and Christian Wood. I think last year I can see Sekou not starting. I can understand it. But this year, man, I just don't think that it's something that's gonna happen, man. So, like, I just think that, like, if you look at everything, Sekou is going to start because he's improved so much. Like, and he's better than Tony Snell now, and I think it's clear, you know, and like LeVar said, man, you got to wish these things into existence, bro. Like, for real.
Don't know if I go quoting LeVar, but hey.
Hey, man, LeVar got Lonzo drafted 2 overall, bro, and he going to get Melo drafted top 3. What you talking about? Quote LeVar.
Poorly.
and
Poorly,
Jello,
actually.
look, and Jello. I'm about to say no. Jello gonna be in the league too. I guarantee you, Jello gonna be in the league. So,
We need the G League players.
I'll probably be in Charlotte.
Jello can shoot, man. I guarantee you, I would take Jello in the G League squad. Stop playing with me. Like 100%. Like, people be acting like he just like can't play basketball. I'm like, bro, he can play in the G League. And like I said, it's worse NBA players in the league than Jello. Jose Calderon was in the league at one point. So Jello can make a team.
But Jose ain't stealing your glasses, though.
Hey,
That's because he hasn't got caught yet.
Hey, bro, like we gotta look. We gotta chill on Jello, man. He's a solid player, man. But all right, man.
Okay, Dats, you gotta be reasonable when you put names, man. You can't just fart and let the fart in the air. You can't just do that.
But you obviously have not hung around me, bro.
Benjamin Fo said Jose would give Jello buckets. No, Jello would give Jose buckets, dog. What you mean? Jose would give Jello. Jello would give Jose buckets. What you mean?
Put some respect on Prime Jose.
I'm not talking about Prime Jose. We talking about 38-year-old Jose. All right, guys, drop your questions in the chat. We gonna wrap it up soon, but okay. So my one question is: if we draft Killian Hayes, should he start over Derrick Rose?
Not right away, no. Let him first 30 games start Derek, and if he's coming off the bench and he's producing, and Casey can trust him, then start him.
I've been thinking about this for a long time, and what do we always call the point guard position? Is the quarterback of the NBA. That's the team. That's the guy who leads your team, pushes the pace, sets the tempo, and all that good stuff. What do we see a lot in the NFL? When a team has an older veteran quarterback that, we could say he's one of the best or, just above mediocre, when they want to groom a guy for their future, they start the old veteran while they draft the rookie and have the rookie sit on the bench and watch how it's done. And the NBA is going to be different because the rookie's going to play. He's not just going to sit on the bench. But I do think it is important for a guy like Killian, who maybe right now is not as good as, some of the top prospects, but has a lot of potential. This could be the best thing for him is, sitting behind Derrick Rose. Because with Sekou, we're going to go back to this. We wanted Sekou to start because we didn't have anyone better than Sekou. But now if we're going for a point guard, Derrick Rose is going to be better than Killian right away. So I will not be mad if we start Derrick Rose. I will not be mad if we started Killian. But I do think it will help Killian a lot to see how Derrick Rose facilitates and orchestrates the offense right off the rip.
We got 31 watching. Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already, man. We got CA3 Sports Talk in the building with us, man. What's good? Okay, so
can I say something?
Yeah.
Would you guys consider trading D Rose to Chicago and swap our picks?
Hell yeah.
That's the way I think we should go. Let D Rose do D Rose good by sending him back to Chicago, and we get the 4th pick. We can draft Killian or Denny in that range. I have no idea.
That's genius right there. I would 100% do.
If Garpax was still there, he'd probably do that deal, but he's not.
What is it?
I said if Garpax was still in the front office, he'd probably make that deal in a second.
Yeah, because I don't really know. This is my concern. Killian Hayes might not be available because he's too good of a player to pass on, in my opinion. He might be one of the
problem, man. You gotta. I'm keep telling you, these foreign players are.
I'm not gonna
like Doncic basically was the greatest foreign player we had ever seen in our lives, and people still was like, he's not gonna be that guy. And this was Luka. So foreign players are never rated as high as they should be.
Yeah,
at least. So they'll sometimes you might have idiots like us draft a foreign player high when we're not supposed to, but they're not like Killian. I'm telling you, a couple teams that probably would take him, I think will pass on him for more American homegrown. But what I was gonna say is I want Killian starting over Derrick Rose because Derrick Rose isn't the future. Killian is. Now you put Derrick Rose out there if he start playing like garbage, of course. But one thing you got to realize is this is the NBA, and the great thing about the NBA is you're filled with talented players. So even though Killian's out there, he got Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard can run the offense. He got Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin can run the offense. So he's starting with 2 other players already that can run the offense. So my point is he doesn't have to take all of the point guard pressure off rip. Like he can be the 3rd ball handler. Blake could be the main ball handler. Luke could be handling the ball, and he'll be handling the ball. And then Derrick Rose will probably replace him and be the main ball handler. My thing is, of course, Derrick Rose is the better player, but Derrick Rose has injury issues. He has durability issues. He's better becoming being a 6th man. I don't mind if he starts because he's a beast, but he's better being a 6th man. And you want Killian to get those reps early. You want him learning from Blake and get chemistry with Luke Kennard early. And I think he's ready right now. I know people think he needs to go in the G League and develop. Man, throw him out there, and that man is ready. He's been playing against grown men already. He is ready enough to at least be out there. And like I said, if he's trash or terrible, you just put him behind Derrick Rose. It's not going to be a big deal. Like, just put him behind Derrick Rose, and he'll know I ain't been good enough. He'll know. I don't think it's going to hurt his confidence because I'm pretty sure he'll know if he wasn't playing good. Put D Rose out there. But my thing about Killian is I know he won't be playing trash because he's good in the pick and roll. You're good in the pick and roll, and you're starting with Luke Kennard and Blake Griffin. Oh, they're going to be picking people apart in pick and roll. And he can score, and he can shoot free throws. I think he can easily be given like 12 points a game, like easily. So I think I would put him over Derrick Rose. That's just my personal opinion. Anybody else got thoughts on this before I move on?
I think he might not be ready just because of the fact he's a rookie. He's probably gonna lean to turn over the ball. And like I would agree with Piston Talk. He
But
would probably
why?
you
Why
would
would he
start
turn
with
over the
D
ball?
Rose and slowly transition back to Killian Hayes. Slowly put him back in the lineup, starting lineup. Like after
Hey
10
man, yeah,
games,
look at Aaron Spoelstra. Y'all gotta unleash y'all players and
man.
stop putting them in the G
Yeah.
League.
We don't
Yeah,
have
like, stop
culture
putting-
like that, man.
When
Like,
We
you
don't
gotta
have it.
stop putting these players in the G League when they can play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really think? And I'm gonna just really ask y'all. You really think who's better right now, Killian Hayes or Frank Ntilikina coming out of
no,
wherever? So, if Frank Ntilikina was freaking starting, right?
Frank Ntilikina is just overrated player on the Knicks.
No, I'm just saying, like he was
I
playing,
thought
he
you
was
wanted
starting, right?
him. Whoa,
He
whoa,
was
whoa.
starting, right?
Yeah, what's the next though?
Yeah, but I'm just saying he better. I'm saying if Frank Ntilikina can start in this league, Killian can start. Like, and my thing about the pick and roll, he can do that on the NBA level. And you got to like him and Luke and Blake in the pick and roll, him and Christian Wood in the pick and roll. But look, I'm not going to trip if you start Derrick Rose. He's Derrick Rose.
Well, I mean,
But
J-Mo, how
I'm just
long
saying-
have you been watching the Pistons for? How long have you been a fan?
My whole life.
Do you remember this guy named Gigi Datomi?
Oh, I remember him.
He started on an NBA team.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's what I'm saying, though. Like Killian is not so terrible that you can't start him right away. That's just my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong, but if that's the case, you put Derrick Rose out there. Stephen Ibarra said LaMelo or Alonzo. If I can have one, only which one? I'm taking Alonzo because I take defense over offense, man.
He's proven right now, at least in the NBA.
Yeah, and I feel like if Lonzo develop his offense, bro, like which he will, he's gonna be an elite basketball. It's not that many players that can give you 20, 10, and 10 and have elite offense. Same thing with Ben Simmons and his jumper. But that's probably more far-fetched because we see Lonzo actually improve in the NBA. Okay, he's asked us this like a million times. My fault, Sports Today. If you guys haven't liked the video, make sure you have like it. Share the video. Who's the better shooter, Luke or Svi? I'm saying Luke. Thoughts on Bruce Brown improvement, Cassius Winston, and trade back? No, I'll take Joe Harris. No, the fan man. All right, Pistons Salt. What's your thoughts on this question?
So for the Luke and Svi, I'm going to take Luke as a better shooter, in my opinion. That's just the eye test. I'm not even going to look at statistics. Thoughts on Bruce improvement every year? Yeah, he's improved every year. He pretty much doubled from year 1 to year 2. Cassius Winston, if we trade back, he's gonna be a second round pick, and we don't have one. Maybe we can trade for a second round pick. He's probably an early second round pick, in my personal opinion. He's a really good point guard.
Yeah.
Hayes is gone / top signing. I don't really know who you draft if Hayes is gone. Maybe Cole Anthony, Kyra Lewis, go best player available. If I had to choose between Joe Harris and Fred VanVleet, man, give me Joe Harris. I don't want Fred VanVleet. I don't want that $20 million contract. I don't want that $20 million. A lot of questions,
Yeah, Bravo, better shooter, Luke Speed.
I would agree. Same exact answer as like Piston Talk. I don't want to be stuck with a $20 million contract. We'll be like, oh, we got overpaid player. I'm gonna agree with the same thing he said about the rest of the players.
He said, me versus Drew for assistant coach for the Pistons. Who will win that competition? I gotta say me, because they gonna need that fire off the bench, and they gonna need that person who's even though they a foot taller than me, that's talking smack to him. Like, yeah, say cool, I don't care, bro. You playing like a scrub. Where is your heart, bro? Why you out there playing? Why you out there missing layups? I didn't see you make. What is you doing? Get out there and make the damn layup. And what's Sekou gonna go out there? He gonna dunk on Tristan Thompson because that's what he do. But that'd be fun, man. That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, in my defense, I think I would win because you wouldn't make it past the interview process because Dwayne Casey is going to be there interviewing you. Like, man, I heard what you said about me all those years. You out above the rim. No, thank you.
And I'm gonna be like, Dwayne Casey, my brother, you know about the struggle. You know, we all just trying to be something successful out here. Sometimes you just have to go with certain narratives to build your brand. And, you know, I know my brother, I know you know about the struggle. Hey, Drew, I'm gonna hit him with that. I'd be like, man, you know, I just had to do it. I know you recognize what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to succeed out here with you. Like, you know, man, hey, we came from the gutter the way he was like, you know what, man? Yeah, I see. Because I know that would come up. And I'm going to just spin it. And Dwayne, I'm going to make sure I delete this so you can't see it. But all right, man. Let's see. Make sure you guys drop some questions. We about to wrap it up. Oh my goodness, man! Free Smoke Saturday, man. It gets fun sometimes, even when life is hard and crazy things is going on, man.
I gotta give it up to Dats though. He came up with the hottest comments already. Marcus Morris, or is it Marcus Morris or Markieff Morris? You mean on the
I don't
Pistons?
know.
Hey, this guy is the hottest thing he just wrote today. Morris is not even here.
What is he saying about him?
About what?
He was saying how like Markieff Morris is still on the team, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, who knows, man? Looking at the rest of the questions, man. And Killian definitely said he want to be here. And y'all know how I am. Any player that say they want to be here, I want them here. Just like when Derrick Rose was like, I want to be here. Well, I want you here. Because not that many people want to be here.
I got a nice comment from Sports Today.
Let's see. Thoughts on free agency center Serge Ibaka. And I'll keep saying it.
I got a low key one for you guys.
Oh,
Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah,
Him and C Wood are good friends.
where's he
Okay.
playing right now?
if he coming off the bench, but I don't want him start.
That's fair. Is he in New Orleans still?
Yeah.
That's the last
Well,
time.
no, he's a free agent, I think, or something.
I remember that game he was cooking Drummond. I was like, man.
That's why
He always
Drummond is a
puts Drummond.
scrub, dog. Like Jahlil Okafor, like that was a C squad. Literally, every person was hurt on that team. Every starter was hurt except for Lonzo. Even JJ Redick was hurt. Everybody was hurt. Lonzo was the only healthy good player, and y'all lost to the B squad. And Jahlil Okafor was cooking Andre Drummond.
Hey, remember
got
that Derrick Rose buzzer beater against him? I remember like it was yesterday.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
only because Lonzo wasn't on him, bro. He put Drew Holiday on him, cooked his ass.
Oh.
Yeah, hey, couldn't score on Lonzo that game, bro. I got the stats. Don't make me pull them up. You don't want to do this shit.
There's a good
Saturday.
comment about Sports Today. Can you see his comment?
Yeah. James Wiseman, Killian Hayes. Sorry.
Yeah.
So here's a good comment from I think from my perspective. I know it's Killian Hayes for us. We need Killian Hayes, but James Wiseman, man, you can't just pass on a guy like him. He might be one of the best defensive centers in the game. Trust me, he's like really a good defensive center. I don't know why.
I don't like him.
So just because pundits and
Yeah, I don't know why you don't like him.
just because pundits and reporters
I don't
make
know.
comments. No, he's not that. He's not bad at all. I don't think O'Connell is a better player than him. He's more mobile. He's faster. He got a jump shot, but James Wiseman, just because he played 3 games, it doesn't mean he's a bad player by any means. And a lot of reporters are saying, "Oh, he's not a good player. He's overhyped player because of the fact he didn't play many games." That's not right.
I'm going off of reporters. I'm going off of this highlights. Like offensively, like he will literally back down and take a hard fadeaway shot. I'm like, bro, you're like 7-1. What the hell are you doing trying to spot up like your Chris Bosh?
Because he is Chris Bosh, dog. Like y'all go look. Let me tell y'all something. Last center I hyped up because I don't just be saying things, man. I'll be watching basketball. Turned out to be great. And the last center I thought was gonna be great was DeAndre Ayton. I told y'all, y'all was very high on him. Y'all remember this. And I told y'all he was gonna be good. He's good. I think the same thing about James Wiseman. James Wiseman is gonna be a very good NBA player.
Yeah.
So I don't have any doubt of his potential. As long as he stays healthy, he's gonna be a good player. But I gotta take the point guard. I just got to.
JMO, do you
I
know
got
that
to.
James Wiseman is the
Like
best?
you can't build your team around a center unless he's Jokic or Bam,
Yeah.
meaning they can play make. So I gotta take the point guard.
But as a specimen, James Wiseman, he's got the tools. I know he's not proven. Let's say you guys are saying this, but he's got the tools to become one of the elite defensive players and centers in the game. He's 7'1". He's a shot blocker. He can shoot it. If he can develop,
I mean, I don't doubt his talent at all.
he's
I
very.
just gotta take a point guard. Like it's like
Yeah.
if you're like Jamal Murray's not really a playmaker. So let me think. If you were taking let me think. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of it because none of the best point guards really be playmaking like that. But Jamal Murray, to me, I don't think he's a playmaker, and I think Killian is more of a. I'm taking a playmaker star point guard over a center. You know,
It'd be Andre Drummond situation 2.0. We don't have a point guard. It's like you're just setting him up to fail. Like, yeah, defensively, Bravo, he's really nice, but I would not be surprised. And you guys rip on me every time. I would not be surprised if Okongwu goes before Wiseman, just because of the play style he plays with. I think it's, you look at NBA teams and they value Wiseman or Okongwu more, and Bam's going to get him drafted early because that's literally.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, and I love Okongwu, but every team that passes up on Wiseman for this dude is gonna look like an idiot. Wiseman is gonna be special. Like, I'm getting like Embiid level special vibes off of that dude. And like I said, I thought Ayton was gonna be great. I see people in the chat talking about Ayton isn't good. What the hell are y'all talking about? Rookie year DeAndre Ayton 16 and 10. Next year 18 and 11. What are we talking about? Like, this dude's a very good player. And I didn't even do what he did in the bubble when he was balling out, averaging damn near 25 points a game. DeAndre Ayton is a very good basketball player. What's wrong with y'all? And I think I'm higher on him than I was on Ayton. So I just got to take point guards though. Yeah. Because I'm not. It's a point guard and it's a wing league.
Yeah, but James Wiseman, man, he's got the capability to become an elite player. He's got it all.
So we're talking about centers. Did you guys see that Miles Turner might run out of Indiana? Would you guys trade for him?
Trade what?
Would you trade for Miles Turner since?
No, trade what?
Oh, I don't know. That's up to
you. Like, it depends on what the trade package is, but I think the Pelicans would go after him very heavy, though.
That would. Didn't they just get a center? Didn't they get Jackson Hayes last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't start right now.
That's true. I don't know. I think Miles Turner.
I would start him but he can't. He's not a starting NBA center yet. No, they need a center that can stretch the floor. You know, you got Zion, you got Ingram. They need a center that can stretch the floor, like your Kelly Olynyk's, your Serge Ibaka's, your Miles Turner's, all those type of. And they need defensive wings, and Miles Turner can play some defense. So I know I'm tapped into the Pelicans nation, so they going after Miles Turner first. But I'll take him. I mean, it's just like what we giving up, you know.
I don't. They probably want a first round pick or something in exchange, but I mean, I don't know. I see them rebuilding, honestly.
I'll give him Tony Snell and a future second round pick.
Give him Tony Snell and all the Little Caesars pizzas I haven't eaten over the past 5 years.
Hey, somebody says trade for Mo Bamba. Would y'all do it?
No Bamba, yeah.
What do you give up for him? What do you get for him?
I don't know, man. Like,
V?
I feel like Orlando would want more since he was a high lottery pick. It's kind of like I mean, it's not that he's like bad, but he just doesn't get like consistent playing time. Like Sekou doesn't get consistent playing time. You don't know how good he's going to be. Like, people compared him to Joel Embiid. I don't know if I see it, but
yeah, I mean, isn't he on the same team as Jonathan Isaac?
Yep.
Then that's why he don't get playing time.
Well, they got Vucevic.
And they got Vucevic too. So
yeah.
And even though Aaron Gordon is a power forward, he's a big too. So even though, you know, when you got a lot of bigs, you play them power forward center. So he's not going to get. Yeah, I like Mo Bamba though. So, but I like him. I don't know. Like, I like him. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay,
make sure you guys drop your questions because I'm about to wrap it up.
I got a
Zeke overall Conwu. Zeke who? Why do you keep talking about Zeke? Zeke who?
I don't know.
I think I know who he's talking about.
Okoro?
No, it's that guy that was in that Bleacher Report trade.
Zeke Naji? That's a second round pick. Okay, how do you guys feel about Isaac Okoro? That's my question, because it's been a topic. It's been in my head. I've seen him in a lot of mock draft for the Pistons. He is being a topic of debate.
Do we really want Stanley Johnson 2.0?
Exactly, J-Mo.
Like,
look, let me tell you something. Look, it's not too many players that I don't like. I like Okoro, but let me try to break this down. Like, look, certain players, I know they're going to be good at certain things on the NBA level. I really don't know if Okoro defense or is going to translate. Like, Okongwu, you can't convince me that he's not going to be a good defensive player. You just can't. Like, even though I was not high on DeAndre Hunter at all, I'm still not. but people say he will be able to play defense. And even his rookie year, he was a very good defensive player. Like O'Connell was gonna be good. Okoro, I don't know what to expect from this dude. Like I would rather take Devin Vassell. I know he's a shooting guard, but the man can shoot. I just like something I like about Devin Vassell, man.
But what do you feel about Okoro himself?
I'm passing, man. I see Justice Winslow, Stanley Johnson, like all over him. Like defensively, he could probably defend 4 positions, but offensively, it's still a work in progress. He's better than Stanley at getting to the rim, but I'm not drafting. Like if I'm drafting a wing, give me Devin Vassell, give me Tyler Bay, give me someone like that, man. Like I don't want to.
I'm drafting Halliburton before Okoro.
Oh, dude, I'm taking Okoro over Halliburton.
I'm taking Halliburton. No, I'm taking Halliburton over Okoro.
Okay, all right. No,
I'm taking Halliburton.
J-Mo, Drew, what do you think about Okoro?
Pass. Not for me.
What do you don't like about him?
I don't look. This is the only time in the NBA draft I had said we need to take one position. Usually, when I talk about draft for basketball, it's all about take the best player available. With the Detroit Pistons, we need a point guard. There's a lot of good. This is a deep draft for point guards. I gotta watch my language. Get a point guard and be content. I don't want someone who has a chance of being a bust. Yeah, he's a great defender, but we just got too much bad taste in our mouth from Stanley for me to take this guy.
That's the problem.
All right, I'm gonna do final thoughts. We've been going for a long while. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you guys like the video. And as we doing final thoughts, if you got some more questions, throw them in there. We'll get to every single question, man. But Bravo, what's your final thoughts for tonight, man? Free Smoke Saturday.
Good show as usual. I would like to thank again PD Sports about his donation, and it was a good topic, good talk for everybody, and hopefully we're looking forward for next week or so. Take care.
All right, Pistons start. Final thoughts, man.
Good show. If you guys haven't liked the video already, like it. LeBron's getting his 4th ring. Good show, you guys. See you guys next week.
Final thoughts, Bravo.
Already talked.
Oh, my fault. Drew. You could have just been like, and by the way,
Saturday to a whole new meaning. I got you.
By the way, now I'm looking at some people saying take for Bronny. That kind of threw me off. I'm like, what? But Drew, final thoughts, bro.
I'm all for taking for Bronny. Let's get that.
Take for Imani.
Bronny and Amani.
I see Bronny. And all I know is I said Bronny's because I know he partakes in Free Smoke Saturday. So we're just going to throw that out there. But the sooner LeBron gets his 4th ring, the sooner we get to the NBA draft, the sooner we get back to Detroit basketball. God, it feels like it's been a year because it has been a year. So, with that being said, not a whole lot of news going on. So, stay patient with us, folks. We got to do a lot of this off the dome. And JMO put together a great show for you guys. You guys got to subscribe and like the video. And that's the bottom line because Double D said so.
No, Drew is right, man. We be coming up with these creative topics so we can always keep the conversation going. It's never easy, but this is what we do, man. We great at this. So this is what we do. You know, Drew, I handle it. Anybody else from the DSA will. Make sure you guys subscribe to all of our channels. Most definitely shout out to PD Sports. And I'm telling you guys, you definitely want to subscribe to his channel because I'm always learning something. He talks Lions. He talks Pistons. He talks Red Wings. Even some Tigers. So you definitely going to want to subscribe to him. Shout out to him for joining us on the show. And shout out to my boy Luke Kennard for getting healthy and about to embarrass all of these haters. About to embarrass y'all. As always, man, no Russell Westbrook slander will be tolerated. No Seiko Demboya slander will be tolerated. No Lonzo Ball slander will be tolerated. And you know it. No Luke Kennard slander will be tolerated. Shout out to everybody. It's Above the Rim with the DSA. We out of here, and I just need the Pistons. Do me one thing. Make that first connection happen.